Yeah, hello everyone. Good morning to all, and happy weekend, Saturday. And thanks for getting time to do the RSVP and joining the session on the weekends. It's early morning and it's a Saturday. So yeah, good morning all. So welcome to the our virtual session series that is AI powered coding with cursor and Agentforce vibes. So today is the first session actually 4th of April that we planned. There are multiple series of sessions for this under this series actually. We are going to cover the cursor AI as well as the Agentforce vibes as well. So in the today's sessions, I'm going to talk about the couple of how Cursor AI are useful for the Salesforce admins and developers in this agentic era, right? With AI powered coding. So that we are going to talk. Okay. And definitely feel free to ask any questions, doubts in the chat as well. And at the end of sessions, we will cover your questions as well. We have a couple of team members from our community core team. So they will answer, or if anyone is aware about any things, you can feel free to answer, sir. This is the collaborative session. It's just not a one way. Okay. So thank you for taking a time and joining all. So we got good number of RSVPs and good number of turnouts for these sessions as well. So thank you all for joining. Okay. And let me start the car. So first of all, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. And we, like, as a Salesforce developers in India, like we all are a Salesforce developers, admins, architects, consultants are like who are like today joining the sessions. So we, like, as an initiative Salesforce developers India LinkedIn group are available, so you can join our LinkedIn group. Okay. Like 9,000 plus Salesforce developer community members are already joined to learn, grow, and evaluate your Salesforce journey in India. So you will get all the updates, whichever are happening Salesforce related events in India. So you will get all updates via this group developer community. And the one announcement is that on May 19th in India, Salesforce World Tour is happening, and Salesforce World Tour Mumbai at BKC, as well as with the help of Agentforce World Tour, Agentforce Hackathon is happening from April 6th to May 3. So this is the announcement from Salesforce Dev Relations teams, and I'm also uh, getting this chance to share with you all. So you can also register. This is a virtual hackathon completely. Last day to register is April 5th, means tomorrow, and you have to register as a team. There are multiple industry-based challenges in retail, automotive, finance, and healthcare. And the finale at Agentforce World Tour Mumbai, and that is going to happen on May 19th. Okay, and for winners, one winner for each industry. Yeah, so this is the timeline for you. You all, if you are interested, you can team up. There are a couple of group members are there, like team is of 3 to 5. Okay. um, and it is compulsory to complete the agent for 360 leagues that is are there. Okay, challenges are go live on April 6th, finalists are announced, and then final showdown at Agent Force World Tour Mumbai on May 19, 2026. These are there. So this is the eligibility criteria. Team 3 of 5 members. Okay, and team captain, you need to decide, and at least one team member from the team should have the complete all challenges from the Agent for 360 league that is happened right at the start of this year. These are the industries: automotive, real retail and consumer goods, healthcare, and financial services. So if you are working on this industries specific solutions you are already worked or built, you can participate. Okay, so there are two use cases per industry you are going to, and then select your challenge and implement use cases. Judging criteria for this one, like 40% of creativity, 40% of efficiency, and 20% of delivery. these are there. Okay, and this is about the prices for each industry, like selected at announced at Agentforce World Tour Mumbai. So I'll just wait for a couple of seconds here. uh, you can just scan this QR code, or you can visit on the given URL to register before 5th April tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, see, I see team member like attendees are increasing. That's good. Thank you for joining, everyone, and join our LinkedIn group as well. Yeah, now it's time. Yeah, everyone knows that like it's a Agentforce era. We are on the agentic era, actually, right? And that's why I put it these slides here. Everything is aligned to agents, right? And if you are, let's say you are a part of Salesforce ecosystem from 5+ years or 6+ years or 10+years, you saw that like how Salesforce ecosystems was evolved, right? And right now we are in the agentic era, and Salesforce have a supporting with the help of Agentforce platform, right? And obviously its signal is clear, agentic enterprise, and it's a big step. So next wave of Salesforce won't just be a certified, it's outcome based, AI ready. Okay, so that's are there. So that's yeah. So my name is Aniket Kole. I'm currently working as a technical architect at Perficient India. I'm also group leader of Salesforce Developer Group Nagpur, India. So I'm going to lead this today's sessions, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well if you have any queries, questions, or if you want to part of a speaker in the upcoming sessions. Okay. Now this image is also like a generated from the Google Gemini. We are using Agentforce, a Salesforce AI tool, right? And in today's sessions, we are in next couple of virtual sessions as well. We are going to discuss and talk about the Cursor AI and Agentforce vibes as well. That's are there. Okay. And now let me go to the next. So we have a 3 virtual session series. Today is the first session, and next session will be on next Saturday on 11th of April. That is session 2. 25th April is a session 3, that is on Agentforce vibes. So that is nothing like so we are going to cover about the Cursor and Agentforce vibes in this session. So if you are not RSVP for the upcoming sessions as well, which is on 11th and 25th April, RSVP are open, so you can register yourself. Okay. And there are some exciting swags and surprises, so please make sure that you are um, making a buzz on LinkedIn about this AI powered virtual sessions, about this, and you are going to get a chance to get exciting swags and some surprises at the end of series. Okay, that we are going to release soon. So now before going to the main agenda, I will highlight the main agenda of today's session as well. Like we are going to talk about what is Cursor. Getting started with Cursor, like we are going to talk about, because Cursor is having a paid based AI powered tool. With the help of VS Code, we are going to talk about that. So we are going to talk about some of the Cursor pricing models as well, benefits of using Cursor ID, and how it beneficial for Salesforce admin and developers. We are going to do some kind of hands-on demos as well. And I'm going to talk about installing and preparing your dev environment with a Cursor and VS Code. Okay, and we are going to talk about some of MCP understanding, that is the model context protocol. So this is the agenda for today's session, and we are going to deep dive into the next session with the help of a MCP, and how Cursor AI and Agentforce vibes will solve your more complex business problems, right? That we are going to talk about. So this is about the agenda today. Okay. Now before going to the start, the main actual session, I want you to involve you all. Okay, so you can unmute yourself and you can just say like Any AI power tools. I see at the starting of sessions, Vikas has talked about the Win. Like this is also another one AI powered tool. So anyone has worked on the any AI powered development tool? Anyone? You can just ping, share your responses on the chat as well, or you can unmute yourself and share with the audience which are the tools you have used till now. The cursor which we are going to discuss in the today's session, that is one of a tool, but there are multiple tools are always available in the market. Yeah, I see like responses are getting GitHub Copilot, Agentforce Vibes Copilot, correct? Yeah, Cloud AI, that is also now are there. Anti-gravity arena, great, great, nice. Agentforce Vibes is also are there. Yeah, because I already like you talked about WinStop ID and Cursor AI also pricing based. Okay, there are some like plans are there that I'm going to discuss with you all. Yeah, see, I again anyone I see like couple of agent for swipe, any other like other tools you can unmute yourself as well, no problem. Yeah, couple of are already used the other tools as well. Yeah, now let me jump to the main agenda. What is Cursor? Cursor AI, the evaluation of idea. Right now, you know all like we are using a VS Code editor for the all Salesforce development related things, right? Even like creating a LWC component, Aura components, Apex classes, Apex triggers, with the help of a CLI, that is SFDX, right? And with the help of VS Code, even we can perform the uh, deployments as well. Like we can use the SFDX CLI with for the DevOps process as well, right? So there are multiple. Even we are right now currently using now. We have in the agentic area, we can more do a AI powered coding that helps developers and admins to make a faster development. So what is cursor? Now let's, because the first topic is in agenda is like what is Strata, and then we are going to talk about like how we can getting started with cursor. So cursor like is like a Visual Studio Code with AI superpowers, right? Cursor is also like ID. There are a couple of points I mentioned in the PPT slides are there, but along with this, I'm going to talk about more in detail as well. Like we are already using a VS Code, and think of VS Code, but instead of just editing a text, right, it can understand your code in a context. Because if I'm talking about a cursor, right, the cursor will help you to write, edit, debug and refactor seamlessly. There are multiple benefits and advantage of a cursor as well, and it act like an expert developer pairing with you. So you can say it's like a senior developer buddy with working with you. I'm going like a one naming like it's a senior buddy for you, AI powered buddy for you. Act like an expert developer and that pairing with you. Okay, and Cursor AI interface is also still looks like feels like a VS Code. I'm going to show you as well how it looks like. Um, are there so Cursor it's like a Visual Studio Code editor, ID based with AI superpower. So how that AI things are going to you can use that we are going to talk. And obviously virtual pair programming I already talked about, like pairing with you. And interfaces looks like a VS Code. You can import, even you can import your all old extensions, all VS Code extensions settings without SSL. Okay, and the difference, the main key difference is that AI layer built directly into your coding flow. That's are there. Okay, so this is about like are there basic about like what is cursor. Okay, I can show you as well. Let me share like how the cursor ID looks like. Let me share the full screen. Yeah, now if I particularly go, yeah, this is looks like a cursor ID if you see. if you are sharing my screen, this is the uh, project are there, right? This is like our Salesforce DX project, including all the classes are there, and this is kind of ID. Okay, similar like, and I have a VS Code open here as well. This is also VS Code. It's similar like VS Code, right? The interface looks like and feels like a VS Code. This is the cursor here. I'm going to talk about it detail now. Now let me jump here. And what is like a cursor pricing model? See, cursor is not a free, it's a free plans are available here. Right now I sign up for the pro version to show you the couple of more advanced features like MCP are there. So you can, if you want to try and play with the cursors, you can register and sign in like a free versions, like no credit cards required, limited agents request are there. Okay, so if you go to particularly, let me go to the browser. Yeah, and if you see, this is the, let me open the incognito window, cursor.com. Yeah, and if I go like the pricing section here, the same pricing which I listed on the PPT slide. So and you can download the your particularly cursor for the your Mac, Windows and Linux as well. So this is the main website of cursor. Yeah, okay. So right now you can just download and try and play with the cursor. Okay, I sign up with the paid version. So right now I have a total like paid version which is a pro, so that I'm currently using, and I'm going to show the couple of demos as well, right? So this is about this one. You can show, you can just evaluate like all the uses as well. Okay, about it. If you go to the uses, you can just evaluate like what are the requests and including are that. So this is about like some cursor pricing models are there. This is also price based model. You can just register like get a teams for your teams as well, right? Now what about benefits of cursor? If I'm talking about benefits, right? As you type cursor, like accelerate apex development, rapid LWC prototyping, deep code based context, declarative to code bridge, automate unit testing and seamless SFDX integration. Obviously we are using with VS Code CLI, right? Salesforce CLI. So importantly, I'm talking about accelerated apex development. So what is meaning of that? Means write code faster, right? So example, we are typing like a write account trigger, and cursor will draft and hold trigger structure with a before insert, before update method, and saving your setup time, right? Just simple example. Right now we are using Agentforce vibes as well, right? So what we have to do, we have to just write a prompt like write a trigger account, my trigger name is account trigger, and cursor will help you to complete write a structure. So that's I'm talking about accelerated as apex development to write code faster. Okay, and for cursor predicts full lines or even the whole blocks of code like Gmail autocomplete, right? But for the apex, SQL, LWC, JavaScript, etc. Okay, so that's about this one. Even like LWC components are there, and also it's help to fix and refactor the code instantly, right? It edits your file right there. For example, let's you are mess up with a SOQL inside the loop, right? I'm just taking a one basic example, like you are messy SOQL inside the loop, right? As a apex based practices, we cannot write a SOQL queries inside loop. So cursor can refactor it into the clean and bulky flight mode are there. So that's how the more benefits of cursor are there, right? That fix and refactor instantly, so it will help you to make a faster development. Okay, it's not also right, also there are a bigger task as well, right? You can use an agent for a bigger task like create a files, update test, create a test classes are there. Even like for an example, you want to create one LWC component to search contacts by emails and display them into the table with the edit buttons. I'm talking about one basic prompt, right? Create a LWC components on a contact object to fetch a contact records by email and display them into the table with a data table and with a edit buttons like inline edit and all whatever the prompts are there. So it will help to make a bigger task as well. Okay, or whatever you want to across your whole project, whatever the project task that you want to build are there. So this kind of a benefits that particularly you can use for that. Okay, explain like what learn and then learn while you are coding are there. Okay, even like it will help for the Salesforce admin to do an automate do some write a validation rules. Okay, some handlers I'm going to show in the demo as well. So these are the couple of benefits of cursor. And obviously if you are talking about sfdx cli vs code, so obviously cursor is integrates with Salesforce gx and include
Kya
cp as well. Uh,
क्या
yeah, can you please
ले
unmute?
साइकिल चला ले चलो चलो
Yeah,
Ankit, can you mute the Chandra Prakash? Like I cannot able to.
I'm so sorry.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, yeah, thanks, please mute. And if you have any questions, we will feel free to ask in the end of sessions, or even your ask your question in the chat window as well. So now let me go into the presentation mode again. No problem, it happens. Yeah, I'm talking about like integrating with Salesforce DX and obviously in MCP as well, Model Context Protocol, that we are going to talk about in the upcoming slides. Okay, like Model Context Protocol. Anyone knows about Model Context Protocol? I wanted to check with you all. Anyone knows? You can just share your answers on the chart as well.
It's basically like a bridge which is used to connect AI platforms.
Okay, great. That's also correct. Anyone? Anyone? You can share your answer as well in the chat as well. Anyone know about MCP Model Context Protocol? Anyone or worked on that?
Yes, so they are like set of tools we can use to interact with certain websites. Like if we add a GitHub MCP tool, then we can from agent we can directly fetch the pull requests and all. So like that we can do with that.
Correct. So, according to your context, I'm just highlighting that like MCP, like giving a in here like a walkie-talkie, right? So it can talk with the different experts. You are talking about GitHub are there, Salesforce are there, or if I'm talking about any chart-based systems like Lucid Chart, Figma, and help you get the things done faster, right? So that is nothing but like AI to AI share B6 response as well. Like it's a middleware person, correct? Uh, AI Connect. So obviously, if I'm talking about benefits of Cursor, right? So it integrates with the Salesforce DX and MCP as well. So you can run or commands right from the chart, like deploy everything in this project to my sandbox. Okay, means whatever we have built and now I wanted to deploy the everything in the in the particular project to the my sandbox. And also I'm talking about one scenario, like run the apex text and show me a code coverage, right? So this is talking about integrating with MCP. So that obviously we are going to talk about in the upcoming sessions as well in next session, how you can do that. That's we have a session 2 evolve that, right? So now next is that how Salesforce. So this is about that. I'm talking couple of things. Salesforce admin, Salesforce developers, developer teams, generate formulas, validation rules, flows actions, SQL queries, understanding existing code without being a developer, right? Apex classes, LWC, even for a developer teams like coding rules ones, cursors enforce them to every suggestions like naming convention, bulkification, security of best practices. So how I can say, I'm going to talk about the demo as well. Okay, but now let me go are there I'm going to highlight these 2 points. Right, we are going to talk about cursor, like how the power of cursor. So cursor makes a coding feels like a starting at a blank page, and more having like a helpful senior developers, like I talked about, your coding AI coding buddy sitting next to you and speeding up your work and reducing the error and teaching you along the way. That's a one I can say statement about. You can also just read out these complete statements, like cursor transform the development process, right, collab and into the collaborative experience, acting like an intelligent player. So that's what I'm talking about, like what is the power of cursor. Cursor makes, and it will helpful like helpful senior developer like AI coding buddy sitting next to you. That simple statement that I'm using here about this. Okay, so that's are there. So this is about cursor, yeah, the basic understanding it. Okay, now the most importantly, uh, we'll go into the installation and everything as well about that. So I'm going to talk about couple of questions from the chat as well. I see couple of questions are there. I see, like I'm taking, like, is pricing is limited with the tokens or entire monthly subscription with the, yeah. So it's a basically, if I'm going to the cursor.com, 1 second, let me know, not let me open because I already signed up are there. So if you go to the pricing are there, so it's a monthly based subscription, not taken by there are some extended limits for the agent. So if I'm over here, so you can take like models and pricing. So it is a monthly subscription, but couple of things are that you need to deep dive how it will be a beneficial for you and your team for the development, right? So if you see, these are the models and pricing. I'm sharing this link with you. You can also visit this. So it's a per month basis, but there are some more insights that you help out, right? If you see price per 1 million tokens for input and capture rate, output and capture rate, this is auto pricing, also composer pricing as well. Okay, so this is about this. Okay, and let me take if any other questions are there. No, yeah, so I think I cleared your doubt, Dumdev, as well. Yeah, so now this is out there. So now let me jump into that. So I already installed the cursor AI. So I'm going to talk about, let me go and close this. Yeah, so I already having a pro version which is having that middleware version are there, so you can upgrade whenever you want as well. Okay, this is the your signed in version. You will be able to see all your things like plugins, integrations. You can add your members as well if you are working with the teams with the cursor AI, right? So that is one. Now let me jump into that, the main important. So I'm going to talk about demo. What are the important things for the installation? Cursor, Visual Studio Code, Salesforce CLI, Node.js, Java JDK, and Git. These are the important points you required to start with the cursor. I know we all are developers and you all are already installed a VS Code, Salesforce CLI in your machine, including the Java JDK as well. But along with that, you can install the Git and cursor as well. So if you want to install the cursor AI, just like use if you are signing, right, if you are particularly signed in, let me log out as well, right? So if you see, you will get a cursor download option here. You can download the cursor. Let me sign in again. I already sign up with a pro version, so I have that, and then you can download your this like download cursor for Windows. I already downloaded couple of are there, right? So if you see cursor user setup exe, you will get, and along with that you need to download the Visual Studio Code, right? And also you need a Salesforce CLI, along with some of couple of extension like Salesforce extension pack and Node.js. You can download the Node.js as well. Like I'll show, like down Node.js download. This is the link. Yeah, this is link. You can download the MSI and zip file what according to your platform like Windows, Mac, or and Linux. And then also you required Java JDK. Java JDK, like if your it is already installed, Open JDK is also fine, not an issue. You will not face any issues are there. So you can download JDK from the Oracle website, and then importantly Git. So this is the basic, like this is the Git. The first link you can use for the Git install, and click here to download. And you all know you are all couple of team member, like the members are already using a Windows platform. So in Windows, it's very easy to install the softwares in your machine, right? And once you are signed, your ID looks like, see, this is the project are there. But if I'm opening the window, yeah, I'm opening the cursor ID first time, so it looks like this. It's loading now. Yeah, it looks like this, like open project, clone project, connect with SSH. We are going to talk about the all those things with the how you can work with that. I already signed up with the pro version, so that's why I already connected with my main account with Cursor AI. Okay, so these are the important things for the installation. You can verify your installation as well. Okay, it's important, verify everything. Okay, like everything is set up correctly. So I will show you, like let me, you can open the command prompt as well, cmd. I will upload this ppt for your reference, so you can refer. You can just like write this command, execute this command on a command prompt. Okay, to verify that. So let me just write. So this is a sfdxcli hyphen version. Yeah, so right now if you see, no, it gives the node version as well, right? So it's available 2.86. Also you can verify your node and either npm as well. Yeah, so right now it's version 24 and Java version. You can install any, like your jdk Java runtime environment. JRE is not, you need to install jdk with Java AC development kit. You can verify OpenJDK is also fine. So if you see right now, I have like installed OpenJDK, and also you require a Git. I'm going to talk about and integrate Git as well with the MCP in the next session. I'm going to give the idea about MCP in the detailed way now. Okay, and your code, VS Code. Yeah, so it will use the correct version. So this is the steps that you can verify your installation, and it checks like everything. So download and installation, it's very easy, nothing any complicated are there. Okay, that's are there. So now let me go into the next part, that is what is model context protocol. I already talked about the basic things, like how, what is the model context protocol. Everyone is answered that, right? So cursor cannot do everything. Important thing is that we have a cursor, right? Cursor AI, but cursor cannot do everything by itself. It needs helpers who know how to use, right? It knows that, right? It requires a helper. It required one middleware, right? I see that middleware response as well are there. So MCP is kind of a middleware. Okay, so so it lets cursor talks with all these helpers are there, right? So I'm talking about helper, so that is nothing but a MCP server. So integrate with Salesforce DI. So Salesforce DX MCP servers as well, that we are going to talk about in the next sessions, right? And so if I'm talking about helper, so what is helpers are there? So MCP is like a walkie-talkie in the system, right? It takes the helps with the help of multiple helpers. Helpers know how to use a GitHub to fetch the code. Helper knows how to connect with the Figma or Lucidchart to design your we can say charts, right? Charts for you. So Figma help you to design the wireframes are there, and more helpers can join in, right? And also helper how to use the Salesforce tools like Salesforce DX and all are there. So important is that what is a MCP? MCP is like it is nothing but a core concept. If I'm talking about universal translator, like it's like a middleware are there, okay, and it talks to the different experts like GitHub, Salesforce, Figma, and it will help you to get the things done faster. Okay, so how it going to help with the help of that in the development process that we are going to talk. We have our shell commands, that is a traditional way versus a TypeScript. Right now we are using a TypeScript are there that we are going to talk about in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so why model context protocol is important? MCP is like a giving a cursor, a middleware, so it can die. I already talked about this statement. And why we need MCP? Okay, and why we need a MCP with a cursor? That's also important point is that. Okay, the Salesforce DX MCP server is like a bridge that let AI tools, means AI, there are multiple AI tools are there, right? So if I'm talking about the MCP and Salesforce DX MCP server, so it's kind of a bridge that lets AI tools like a cursor, right? There are multiple AI tools as well, like you are already talked about, like Win are there, Cloud AI, right? And so basically MCP, Salesforce DX MCP server is safely talk with your Salesforce org. Cursor, like just run a Salesforce CLI commands in your terminal, right? But the MCP server is a special Salesforce built-in version for that. Talk directly to Salesforce using a TypeScript library. I'm going to talk about TypeScript libraries and shell commands are there. Everyone, I'm going to talk about some shell commands with the are there, but I'm going to talk about TypeScript libraries in the future session as well. Okay, how it works and everything. So likewise, direct org integration, native script, TypeScript communication, right, and enhance security protocol and optimize AI tooling. So this is like why these are there. That is why about I'm talking about direct integration, secure, no plain text secrets, okay, and granular access control that are there also. Okay, yeah. So this is about this, like why MCP are required. Okay, we are practically are there. We are currently having a traditional flow with existing method with Salesforce relies on the command line interface for execution. Okay, and if we are using a MCP, that it dramatically improves the performance with that, right? So that's why it's very important, right? Salesforce DX MP server is more safer, smarter, and more controlled way for AI tools like a cursor and interact with Salesforce. So instead of running a shell commands, it uses the direct libraries are there. So instead of exposing secrets, it uses your existing encrypted authentication, and also instead of having a multiple access, it allows org allow listing. Okay, so there are this how it works. Okay, so are there. So this is about some MCP related context. Now I'm going to deep dive into that in the demo. Okay, how the AI help you for that. Okay, so now let me go. I have already org is registered. Let me refresh my org. Okay, it's already logged out. 1 second, let me log in. I already registered one org here. Okay, so importantly, now what you need to do, you need to create a project, Salesforce DX project. Okay, right now what I will do, I will create a one project here, create a project with many phase. I'm working with a VS Code now, and I will open the same VS Code project in a Cursor AI IDE as well, right? how to create a project with manifest and all. You all are knows about that, but I'm repeating this again, right? We are already having this. Our VS Code is connected with the extensions, right, with the Salesforce CLI. So I'm using this sfdx commands to create a project. Okay, I'm using a standard protocol. Your project name, let's say cursor project 2. I'm just giving this project name, and I'm just following that. Let's say cursor project, create project are there, right? So your project is created. Okay, now you can authenticate your org as well, right? So I already authentic. Let me just, you can just use authorize and org command. Okay, sfdx authorize and org, it will run. I'm using right now a developer developer org free sand, right? So I'm using this one, login.salesforce, your org commands, and it will authorize your org via web browser flow, right? Yeah, so I'm using right now, this is, I'm again authorizing that. Yeah, this my org is already authorized, that's why it's not asking, right? Say authentication successful. If you are doing a authorize an org first time, it allows, CLI will ask some access to, you have to allow that. So authentication is successful, my org is connected. Right now, this is, I can just run up one basic commands. SF org list, I'm just firing these basic commands. Right now, if you see, my org is connected. Right now, your Salesforce DX project is created. Now what you need to do, let me jump to the cursor AI. So initially you will get this window when you are working first time with the cursor ID. So you will get this first. Now I already create a Salesforce DX project with the help of a VS Code, right? Now what I will do, I will open a project. Let me go to the specific folder. This is my project, and now you can just select a folder and open. Yeah, so this is your project is open. Okay, you can verify one setting as well. What you need to do, if you are first time you are working with a cursor AI, so first you create your project with Salesforce DX, authenticate your org, right? Your org needs to be authenticated, and one important setting that you need to do, when you are opening, when you open your project in a cursor ID, you will get one setting icon here, right? There is a setting icon, click on setting. Okay, and the important setting that you need to do is import setting from a VS Code. See, this is very important. So it will import whatever the extensions are installed, right? Because that's why install in the, during the installation I said VS Code CLI, VS Code and Salesforce CLI is very important. Okay, and the Git and other things we are going to talk about in the upcoming session. So you need to import this setting after you open the project, Salesforce DX project. Okay, see, right now I'm clicking on import. It will ask the question confirmation. This replace your setting and extension with your VS Code once. Okay, see, and click on confirm. See, it will import. Some of configuration will not are there, so you need to just restart. See, VS Code import completed. Okay, you need to just restart your ID. Okay, so please restart your ID now. I'm just restarting now, just for there. So that's very important. So I will show how the extension also will import in the cursor ID. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is now done. And go to the C, this is the extension option in the cursor CLI. And now just use Salesforce extension. Yeah, these are there. See, if you see, it's already installed. It's already, so this is, I'm in the cursor ID. Yeah? So you can just check your extension pack expandage is also installed. So it imports all the extensions and the settings from the VS Code. So that's are there. So that's why this setting is very important to import that after creating the Salesforce DX project. Okay, so this is about this. Are there now, let me jump into the demo. Yeah, this is cursor ID. Now I am going to show you the basic demo in the today's session. Yes, definitely you can just do your basic installation, basic practice, play with a free we can say free plan. If you want to purchase, you can just plan the purchase as well, no problem. Okay, if you want to play with the more advanced part of that are there, but right now I'm going to show the basic demo how you can add a new fields on account object, like write a validation rules with opportunity object, create apex class and test classes, and create triggers. And advanced part we are going to show in the next session 2, that is on next Saturday, that is on 11th April, with MCP and GitHub. Right, I already talked about like we required a Git. So I'm going to talk about how the traditional flow and with MCP flow how it works. So that requires Node and Git, that I'm going to talk about in the future session, next session as well. Right, in the today's session I'm going to use the basic demo. So now I already connected with org. See, this is my org are there. Now let me go to the opportunity object. I have a one basic prompts are ready. Okay, see, if you are able to see some commands here, if you see, this is a basic commands. Okay, basic prompts I have written before this session, so I'm going to use these prompts are there with a cursor. Yeah, this is a project 2, and if you see, this is the agent window are there, you can fire your query here. Okay, or prompt, or write your prompt here. Okay, now let me go to the org. This is opportunity object. What I'm trying to do is I wanted to insert a new fields on opportunity object, contract type, renewal date, and region. These are, sorry, these 3 fields are there, sorry. Oh, also I'm going to create a 2 more fields, so I can say 5 fields. One is like total amount with currency. Okay, these are there. Okay, and if you see pick list values are there, retainer, project, and SaaS subscription. I will just verify. See, this is my opportunity object. I will just verify is contract field of the contract field available or not. So contract ID is available, but contract type is not available here. Let me check renewal. Yeah, renewal date is also not available. Okay, and total win amount, that is on the account object. So I will show. Okay, so that is related to the account object. Yeah, now what I will do, let me copy this. I'm just using this basic prompt here. Go to the cursor ID. See, I'm just pasting now. Your org is already authorized and connected. See, insert a 3 field with new field. Maybe if you can use a plain English, whatever, right, it's English, you can just mention like this is my API name of the field, these are the pick list values, this is a date type field, this is also pick list type of field, right? And now if you see, click on this arrow, that's it. Now it will, cursor AI is working for it. It will create a fields for you in the object. It will deploy the fields, these fields in the org. Right, I will show you how it. Right now there is no fields are available in the org, right? So wait for the response. It is exploring the project structure and determining that. Till now what I will do, I will just take some of questions are there. If I will check if any questions from the team side. Yes, can we able to create a project? Yes, we'll be able to create a project. If you want to, obviously these are there. And let me, can we please mention, okay, 1 second. Oh, sorry, actually I need to go to the, see, see, these are there. approval terminal command, we have to just approve that, okay, because it's accept, okay. And if you see it is ready for now, set the all are there, okay. And if you see it will get a run command, okay. Yeah, let me a couple of things actually that, yeah, performance, obviously cloud and cursor that are there, that I'm going to talk about are there, but multiple AI tools are there. See, every tools are based, nothing are there if you are working with the agentic AI and all, okay, these are there. Mention model that we downloaded, it is not specific are there, you can download the latest version as now. Yeah, if you see it is generating, see it is generating complete XML for you, right? You know, when we are working with that, say this is the package.xml region field, and if I open, if you see, this is the XML fields are there, and it will give you the complete this as well. Contract, see this is a pick list field, this is a part of XML file. If you see, this is are there, XML file is generated, okay. We have reviewed that, you can review as well, okay. Now let me go to the org, because it runs the deployment as well to these fields, okay. These are the 4 files are there, you can just review that as well with the package.xml. If you see, these are there. And now let me go to the org and let me refresh. We'll just see contract type is created, and no, it is not created yet. Let me just check. So now what I will do, I will just add a command, deploy these fields in org, okay. So I will just run this command are there, okay. So if you see, run are there, deploy opportunity fields metadata. Sometimes it works, see, you have to particularly work on that, right? Every time it will not. So where I work with couple of times, so it deployed the fields on the org as well, okay. But I have to fire right now, I have to fire the command, so I fire command that are there, okay. Yeah, see, if you see, I already imported the settings, so it's connected this org, and right now it's given that the field is created, okay. And it is also asking like confirm that under the object relationship. So now let me just refresh the opportunity page and just search contract type. Yeah, see, contract type is field is created. If I go and check, the all values are there. If you see, these all are retainer product, same command prompt, same prompt I will show you. See, this is are there, this is created. Even like, let me check a renewal date. Yeah, see, renewal date is also created. This is how they are, right? But now let me open contract type. These are there. Now what is that? Let me check the field level security, because if whenever we are creating a field as a developer, we are setting a field level security as well, right? Let me check. See, it is not set the field level security, right? If you see, this is not are there, so there is no. Now what I will do, I will ask cursor, this is my complete XML file and all. What I will do, I will ask cursor, I will write a simple prompt here, please assign the these 3 field permissions, okay, to the system admin profile, okay. system admin profile. Please assign these three fields, three fields permission to the system admin profile. Okay, this simple command prompt I will just this particular I will fire. Okay, now it is working are there. Right now we have verified that there is no permissions was assigned. Okay, so we'll just verify everything. See, it is retrieving admin. Even you can mention the specific profiles as well, whatever profiles you are working in your project, right? You can mention. See, these are the three: contract type, renewal date, and these are the XML files are there. It is retrieving admin profile. Even whenever you are working, see how I will give you the one example are there. Okay. Let's say for an example, we have a permission set and I have a couple of objects, and under the objects there are fields are there. And we have a multiple permission set. One permission set for the experience cloud user, one permission set for the internal user. You have two user, one is a portal user and one is an internal user, right? You have two permission set. You can just mention the proper prompt, right? Like these are the permission sets are there, these are the uh, fields are there, these are the objects, these are the create read permission, and just provide. It will do everything for there. So this will help. So I'm just giving right now. So it is retrieving complete metadata and all. It takes time sometimes. Okay. Yeah, see now it's executing the all things. Yeah, now if you see, count the lines, run. And now if you see deploying the profile changes, see it is thinking, and now if you see deploying the profile changes, it's working. I'm just checking now. What I will do, I will just check. Let me go to the org now. Let me just refresh it works or not. So it's are there, so still some of things are running in the background. No, it's not are there. Okay, already is one in queue. Some of our already are running. Yeah, it takes couple of times are there till we can just start there. See, already are one queue, so it is executing now. Let me delete this. We'll wait for a couple of minutes to run that. Okay, I'm going to show like how to write a validation rules with the opportunity object, write a class and test class, and create a apex trigger as well. Let's wait for execute this one. Yeah, so it planning to next moves. Now let me just check is that are available. Let me just, sometimes cache are there, so I will clear the cache as well. Yeah, see this is the XML file. Now see deploying admin profile. If you see the task is there, deploying, this is the XML file. This complete planning next moves. Now it is deploy admin profile with new field permission. Yeah, run. Yeah, see, now it is deployed, it is are there, but if you see system admin profile is checked. Previously it's not checked, right? And now if you see the task is also done. These are the field permissions, it deployed. Profile was deployed successfully. These are the deploy ID. Yes, it's fine, right? It is taking time, but you can just run the command, you can just execute your prompt and just say, right? You can do your whatever learning, whatever want to task you want to do. So it's doing for you. Even if you see now the system admin permission was checked. Even will check for the other fields as well. Let me go to the object. Let me cancel this, and we'll just verify for other fields as well. It gives renewal date, and if I go to the set field level security, yes, see, system admin permission is granted. Previously it's not granted, we just deployed that field. So my question, I already told you, like we have a one experience cloud portal user, we have one internal user, we have a two permission sets, right? You can just draft that, and then particular according to that you can provide the prompt to the cursor, and so it will help you out, right? Now let me just fire another one, write a validation rules on renewal date. And deploy the validation rule in org. I'm just writing this one. Okay, it will work. Till now I will take a questions from you all. If you want to say something, you can just say as well.
Yeah, Nikita, I'm audible.
The settings from VS Code Salesforce extension did not import the extensions. Sometimes it happens, you can just reload that. Okay, reload the VS Code cursor here after installing. Sometimes this happens. Even I, whenever I worked with cursor, sometimes it's happens. So you can just close and restart it. That will work. Okay. Rahul, like MCP demo, no, we are not. We are planning to do. I'm just executing the installation process, and all the basic commands are there. I'm going to give the idea about on this. Okay. Yeah, see, if you see, validation is also generated and deployed. I just got the response, deployment success. Now let me go here. Let me cancel and just go and check validation rules. Yeah, see, validation rules, renewal date not in past. It is also created, and see, prevents of saving, even description, error messages, everything are there. This is just a basic, and obviously it will go complex if you give a proper context. If you give a proper context, it will create that. Okay, now let me write these fields. Let me do that, because we have to write apex triggers and apex class as well. This is on account object. I'm just executing now, because I want these two fields, because I'm going to write a bulkified trigger and all these are there. So now let me again go and take some question. So Shubham, I think I already given answers to you, like how does cursor manage the field level security. Initially we did that. If we particularly work with the proper prompting, right, what proper context, so it will assign the field level permissions. I given that demo as well, so I think hope that answers are there. Yeah, let me accept it, run. Yeah, yes, do we have a plan, like with act as are there? Okay, do we have a plan? Let me check, it's are there, it's executed. Oh, the system get it hang. Yeah, MCP, obviously MCP will be there, because MCP will be handles the large base task as well, and obviously cursor will run the sfdx command to deploy. Obviously that's why we are importing a settings into that. Okay, that's are there. And yeah, flows also are there. I'm going to do the flow demo as well. It will create a trigger flow. If you have a proper scenarios or proper context, we can just provide the context are there, so cursor will help to write or build a trigger flows as well. Okay, yeah, plus one your answer is like can we create a flow? Yes, we can create a flow, provide the proper context as well, that will. Okay, is it possible to perform the all steps together? For an example, yes, correct. We can perform that in a single process. That's correct. We can perform it. Okay. From for automation, can we send a prompt to cursor from a Salesforce example from LWC or from a record page as well? Yes, that is also are there. Even like these assignments are there, right? Properly, we can just provide the page LWC components, adding to the pages and all that also we can perform. Yeah, right now it's cursor is working fast. I see. I'm covering your questions, it's deployed. Okay, these fields are deployed. We can just verify in the account object. Total, yeah, see total win amount and total lost amounts. So now let me implement a bulkified trigger, opportunity trigger and trigger handler that roll up the close amounts and closed won amounts and closed loss amount to the parent. These are the fields are there. Trigger name is this one and handler is this one. Okay.
Hello, hi Aniket. Hi,
Yes.
Ashutosh this side. Can you just perform this trigger through flows? Can we do that?
That is also I can show you. Let me do that as well. So I will do a trigger as well. Okay, let's do both way. Okay.
Okay, okay, sure, thanks.
Yeah. So now see, I written this particular this one. I given the trigger class name and trigger handler. Okay, and now let me execute. And also what I will do, I will ask like deploy this trigger and class in org as well. Okay, we'll write the test classes in the next one. So let's wait. Okay. Yeah, if anyone, see, I'm open, this session is open for all. If you want to speak, welcome, unmute yourself and answer any team members questions as well. Feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, this is kind of a we can learn together and all. Okay, history tracking for creating the fields is available. Yes. Okay. Size of single prompt in cursor, right now I don't have exact answer for that, Girish. Like how are there, but I can just get the some of documentations like what will be the prompt size, or we can say how much details we can provide in a one context. Okay, that definitely I will support on that. See, it's working in the background. Trigger handler, it's are there, it's generating. Even I will ask it generate. See, XML files is generated. And definitely don't worry about that. We are going to work with MCP. Okay, in the next part, like deploying all these things, Git, we all work with Git, because that's why I told you that we need to install the Git as well. Okay, so everyone, I'm requesting you all, please install whatever the we are covering in the today's session. Install it. Even you can play with your free version. Take a free pro version of that pro free plan. Will you can do it. And next, whatever the things we are going to cover in the next session. Okay. Yes, customization part that I'm saying. Sharing, yes, will be talked about in the sharing as well. Configurations are there. We are running now. If you see, deployment is running. We'll see in the here as well. Like see, class is generated, trigger class. This is trigger handler. Now let me go to the triggers. See, trigger, it is a handler that run command. It follows the best practices with trigger pattern. It is identifying the context. See, roll up are there, roll up commands are there. Okay. And trigger dot is insert delete. All the scenarios are covered. Okay. See, all the scenarios are covered, even like collect affected account IDs, whatever the naming convention. You can review this code, whatever are there. You can provide the short context and upgrade that. It use the aggregated queries. Okay. See, losses by accounts, these are there. And then it's updating the data.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Aniket this side.
Yeah,
So many times cursor generate like more code in like
huh,
whenever I am implementing any Apex class or trigger, and even we can manage that logic in minimum line of code. So
correct.
do you have any suggestion for it? Like how can we overcome this issue?
Yes, definitely. As a developers, we know we have a code review process. So everything say whatever the cursor has generated, everything is, I can say it's not completely accurate 100%. That is for sure. It is not completely following the all those things, right? Even like that same thing is up. We can say we can achieve in the smaller, shorter version as well. Okay. And obviously we have to perform the code reviews as well. It generates a code. See, even like these are the codes are generated, even we can use a shorter version, right? Are there, and we can follow the best practice. So obviously we have to even like see, we are going to review the code. Obviously we are going to perform the testing, obviously, right, with the all the use cases, positive, negative scenarios, even including. It is not like that you have to deploy this code into the your org. First generate all those things, review the code, review is exact whatever are there. Even obviously humans can play, humans can apply our brains, right? I can review my code, review the whatever the codes are generated, even up, even I can improve that code with the shorter version. I can ask, I can give a contextual prompt like it is possible to create another version with a shorter, right? That is also are there. Along with like we can ask them to perform with the best practices with collections and maps. That's are there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Thanks.
that's are there. So obviously it depends on cursor, and obviously code review plays a very important role before trusting everything, right? That's why human validation is very important in the agentic era. Are there everything that's I cannot say 100% accurate to the use case. Even we have to generate small chunk of things. We can generate small thing, then based on the uh, we can say company policies or there, because see, every organization or every client will not accept a AI prompt generated code. You have to write the human things are there. So that's how there. Okay.
Aniket, Nilesh here.
Yes, Nilesh. You can add.
Just want to add the couple of points to your suggestion that Aniket, not only Cloud A but other tools as well can add the huge chunk of code, and that is because the human intelligence is missing over there. And
Hmm.
if we carefully observe, it can take the context of the project into which you are working on. So if your project is having that sort of pattern implemented across your code, it definitely take that context, and based on that only it can generate. If you are you talking about the basic project, that or in that case as well, it tries to apply the best practices to the code, including the modularity of the code. It don't use the redundant code into your interclose class, and it don't want to go with the procedural language sort of generation. That's why it distribute the code into the multiple methods and all those, and that's why it create a huge chunk of code.
Correct. Yes, thanks, Nilesh, for adding
Thanks.
the points. And obviously, yeah, this is the like accurate one, because obviously, if we follow everything as a best practices and all those things, so obviously code length will increase. Yeah, yeah. So these are the, yeah. Anything?
Aniket, yeah, Ankur here. Hi.
Hi, Ankur. Yes.
Thank you for the great presentation. First of all, it was very informative.
Niket, I have two questions. So first one is, in one of your slides, you mentioned about connecting cursor to Salesforce org, which is better if we do through the DX MCP server. That's going to be faster and better with respect to performance. So in the process, I've seen you actually authorized your VS Code first to the org, and then you're importing all settings to cursor. So if we go by this step, did you actually authorize to the regular through the regular CLI, or was it done through MCP?
It's a regular CLI because MCP right now, all those things are not here, right? We have just installed. So it's a command prompt, right? CLI commands, CLI based.
Okay, thank you, Aniket. Second question is, apart from being able to write code and creating even flow triggers, will cursor be able to search for a particular configuration setting and then enable or disable it based upon the English prompt I give if I don't know the setting, right? For example, login as a user. So there's Salesforce has sometimes typically such configuration settings which have long text, and I may not know that what configuration setting will work for me when I'm looking for a typical behavior. So any idea if cursor will be able to search and enable or disable that?
Okay, means the configuration setting you want to check that like it's are enabled, and then according to that log into the user and route, right?
Yes.
I can say yes. Even like I can include this couple of examples in the upcoming sessions as well. I know it is helping. Like we all know, like it is AI will help you to generate a more like in terms of code flows and all are there. But if in terms of the all the configurations and searching the configuration settings and all that are there, it will help definitely. And maybe couple of examples I can include in the next sessions. I'm just noting down this point. Even like a data loader, I see couple of questions related to the data load operations as well, so we can include that. So are there, okay, and obviously it will help to do that. So answer is that. And obviously MCP is there with the help of Salesforce DX MCP server, so it can particularly help to do that activities as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Aniket. I think that will really help. And because, see, we all know in Salesforce, typically it sometimes gets more frustrating if there's some configuration setting which is causing a particular behavior.
Correct.
So when the code, it's the configuration about it, and searching that becomes difficult. So far we used to do some Google search, and fortunately, if some other developer in this world has been in a similar situation, then we can get that easily on Stack Overflow or something. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to search. So yeah, if AI can help there, that will be good. Thank you, Aniket. Yeah.
Obviously, right, like talk directly to the Salesforce using like we have a TypeScript and shell commands are there, right? That I'm going to give a more highlight on that in the upcoming sessions, because how we can particularly use that, right, to improvise the all those things with the performance, right, with the help of MCP. That we will definitely discuss in the next session.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So now the next one is that this is trigger. Okay, this is deployed. I'm okay with that. But the one another question is that can we write a flow as well? So let's do that. I will follow the same things about write a trigger flow. Okay. See, I'm right runtime. I'm just writing. Okay. Okay. Write a trigger flow. Trigger flow to roll up a closed down amounts and closed down amounts. These are the fields are there which I'm mapping. Okay. So okay, I didn't ask to deploy that because we can just check that all things in the flow as well. Okay. We'll ask to deploy that.
So Aniket, hi, Prince this side. Good morning.
Yeah, yes. If you want.
So just wanted to check with you this cursor. We are aware that we need to install it in our desktop, right? The system.
Yeah.
Is there any extensions we can use directly without installing, not Cursor, but any other tool which we can use as an extension directly without install and use the AI to generate code and do these activities?
I didn't see cursor or any other extension. Specifically, I'm talking about cursor. I didn't see any extension till that to implements with the means without inserting, without installing the desktop-based applications. I didn't see that.
Okay. Okay, fine. Anyone else, if they are aware any tools
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
any
Anyone
extensions?
can feel free to answer that. Yeah, I see like Shweta and Shubham have some related data operations, so data load are there. So definitely let me include some of the examples in the next sessions about data loading as well. That will help to understand how it works, right? Yeah, right now let's see same thing, same logics operations. We have trigger like creating with the flows. Okay, I think it's handling the updated as well. And obviously test class generations and alls are there. In the next session, what I will do, I like Ankur has mentioned about like MCP and without are there. So I'm going to talk about how like work with without MCP and with MCP are there. Right now, if you are talking about the Salesforce CLI with importing, I'm adding points to your Ankur on that. So if we talked about without MCP, so obviously cursor runs with Salesforce CLI commands directly in the terminal. And if you talked with MCP, cursor talks with the MCP server, the XMCP server basically, which expose the official tools like deploy, test, and queries are there. So that comparison also I'm going to discuss in the next session. See, right now I have just highlighted the basic things of MCP, like understanding about MCP only. Okay, how it will helpful. But obviously, if you are talking about the complex uh, business, like complex problems are there, right? Right, approval step, error handling, security that I'm talking about, even data load operations that a couple of team members are talking about it, right? How deployments are works, best practices, right? So how it will be a work with without MCP or with MCP are there, that I'm going to talk about in the next session, because next session is more about evolving and learning Salesforce DX, MCP, and Cursor. Okay. Even I will talk about LWC components as well. Okay, so I think it's still are there. A couple of are there. It is done. Let me just check org. No, I think still are in deploying handler and invocable actions as well. See, it is also generated. See, this particular task is not completely achievable with the flow. Obviously, Apex involvement are there, and now it's created the flow actions as well, like some of a roll-up update. See, still this class is not deployed, so we'll just checking that. We'll check flow, how flow looks like from the org. See, it is giving the description why flow calls Apex, what was added, right? Everything. See, flows are created now. It is active. There are two flow, roll up on account, these flows are there, and also roll up on account on delete, because obviously delete are there. See, adding to the Nilesh points are there, why it is generating a more code, and see, Even we don't think about like delete operations are there. So it's created the flow, trigger flow with delete as well, right? And running the action, see, and it created the apex action to generate, right? This is the delete one, this is opportunity created, this is running apex, right? And this apex action runs on the completely on apex side with all. So that's why it generate more codes with follow all best practices and all those things. Hope you are all got this one. Even we can generate a couple of flows as well. And instead of using pro version, we can use local AI models, and yes, going to a local AI will be whole. Yeah, definitely it's terms of, see, every tools have a advantage and are that there. Okay, even I'm using cursor, others are using are there other ones, so it's good. So definitely based on the performance and all, and every AI tools having a different performance and all things are included. Yeah. So I'm done for the today's part, and thank you for joining the today's session. Next in next session, that is next week Saturday, we are more going deep dive into the with MCP or without MCP, with Salesforce CLI commands directly and with MCP servers as well, like deploying. Like we are going to talk about like I'm going to work on the we are going to work with some demo project about creating a deploying the code through cursor, building flows, test classes, and LWC components. That definitely we are going. Even I will include some of a data migration, data loading operations always are there. Okay, with the proper prompt. Yeah. So anyone have any suggestion, feedbacks, you can feel. Yeah, I see come rollback mechanism or yes, we have. Yes, we can ask. Are there? Don't feel free to ask and reach out to me via LinkedIn or email. Even you can post your questions on the discussion channel as well. And do RSVP for the next sessions. There are some exciting things are coming on the way for the next sessions with more advanced how you can do with the cursor AI, and obviously we are going to do with Agentforce wipes as well. Okay, and please attend every session. There are total 3 sessions are there, as I mentioned at the starting of this sessions, right? And thank you everyone, thank you for joining, and reach out to anything for any questions, and we will do a more better in the next sessions with more examples and practical way are there. Okay,
Thank you, Aniket.
yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you,
for
Aniket.
Thank you.
Very informative.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Aniket.
Thank you for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you.